Now, your last fear is an interesting fear. It's a fear because of the words you say. Now, when I first started with you, I mentioned comparing selling to an art form and the great masters using oil and canvas, and we use words with people. And every word you say has one of two effects on people. Either it's a positive effect or it's a negative effect. And I'm going to really ask all of you that are participating to not use these 8 words, because I totally believe a person can be this close to saying yes or this close to saying no. And all of a sudden they hear one of these words and the fear overwhelms them. Now, the first word you don't want to ever say to them when you're telling them how much the product or service is the words cost or price. See, because as soon as you say the cost is, the price is, their first reaction is, it's too much, or we should shop around for a lower price. Now, that's what cost or price triggers. John, the price of this vehicle is $28,500. Right away, they go, that's a little higher than I thought. Maybe we should go up the street to another dealership. Or many people today are overwhelmed by the appreciation of what things have gone up to, and so you give them a price and it knocks them out. So I'm really going to ask you, when you tell people how much your product or service is, don't use cost or price. Share with them the total investment or the total amount. Now, the next word is a real fear producer. And I know many of you maybe, when you're asking them to invest, say, well, now let me just go over the down payment. Now, as soon as they hear down payment, the first thing they think is, gosh, I didn't want to come up with the money right now. Because see, down payment means write the check. And they go, we're not doing that. We're only looking today. We're shopping. We're not buying today. So I'd love you, instead of down payment, to say the initial investment or the initial amount. Those do not create the fear that down payment creates. Now, your third word you don't want to say, because everybody in the country has too many of these, and that's the words monthly payment. See, when you say monthly payment, it takes them back to that little table that they sit at once a month, and they write a check, and they hope they have enough money to pay all the bills. So I'd love you to not tell them the monthly payment. Instead, use the monthly investment or the monthly amount. Monthly investment or monthly amount. And of course, your next word. Boy, you talk about a scary word. Don't call it a contract. See, when you say, let's go over the contract, they remember mom and dad saying, don't you get near a contract. In fact, if you get near a contract, you better read the small print. And if you don't understand it, make sure you get an attorney involved. So all of that is built in when you say, let's go over the contract. So instead of calling any printed form that you fill out and they put their signature on, don't call it a contract. Call it either the paperwork or the agreement or the form. See, it's a whole different feeling. The next word you don't want to say is a small word, but it's very fearful. Don't say the word buy. See, when you say, when you buy this, that's what they didn't want to do. They're there to look. So every time you go buy, when you buy, you're going to love buying here, buying there, buy this. They go, we're not doing that today. And many of them you're going to meet have made a pact before they meet you, where that husband said to that wife, Mary, you keep your mouth shut. We're not buying anything. We own too many things. You can't say no. I'm not sure what this whole thing's about. So right away, every moment you say buy, they put up the defenses. So drop by. And from the moment you meet them, use the word own. See, it's amazing. People love to own things. They're just afraid to buy them. And again, it's a whole different feeling. It's amazing. Instead of saying, you know, when you buy in this neighborhood versus when you own the pride of ownership that people do that live here. And it's a whole different feeling. And we are, again, helping people emotionally say yes. Then the next two words, they're the same in essence, but the next two words are very scary words. They are sell or sold. See, when you say to someone, when I sell you this, right away they go, you're not doing that. We decided we're not buying, you're not selling us. Or some people go, you know, we sold your friends. And they go, yeah, you pushed them into it. You're not doing that to me. So try to drop from your entire vocabulary the words sell or sold. You use the terms get them involved. Get them involved. Or help them acquire. We've helped so many companies acquire this business machine. We get so many families involved in this area. It's amazing. They'll let you get them involved. They'll let you help them acquire it. They just don't want you to sell them. And again, it's a whole different feeling, all right? The next word's a word I really dislike. And when I hear it, I want to grab the person and say, you know, if I were your client and you said that word to me, I would be on my way out because I don't want to get involved in one of those. And the next word you don't want to say is the word deal. See, so many people have gotten into a bad deal that they were told was a good deal. So you, of course, say, this is a good deal, and they go back to the past and go, we had one of those. No, thank you very much. We're not getting involved in another deal. Especially people over 50. They hear the word deal, and they go back 10 years ago when they lost all they had in savings because someone said it was a good deal, and it wasn't. So instead of the word deal, whenever you're talking about how great this opportunity is, you use that word. Either opportunity or transaction. John, I think you're going to agree this is an excellent opportunity for you. I think it's a transaction you're really going to be happy about. Now, in business-to-business sales, this is wonderful. Because oftentimes your decision maker is not the president or the CEO of a company, and when they hear the word deal, they get skeptical. But when you say to them, this will be a transaction that all of your company will be thrilled with, it doesn't create that fear of a bad deal. Now, you're doing everything right, and you're moving right along. You've filled out your paperwork. You've done everything, and it's now time for you to go for the signature. And you ask them to sign it. Don't ask people to sign anything. What if mom and dad said, don't you sign anything? And that one word sign, where they were heading towards a yes, can push them into no. So instead of sign, we ask them to okay it. John, I'll just need your okay here. Or you can ask them to approve it. John, I'll just need you to approve it. Or you can ask them to authorize it. Just need you to authorize my paperwork as you would a check. Or you ask them to endorse it. It's amazing. They'll okay it, they'll approve it, they'll authorize it, they'll endorse it, but they won't sign it. And I mean it. I've watched it. I had one company do tests on this. They decided after they invested in some more training, they said, hey, let's test this. And it was amazing how many people, when they were asked to sign it, said, we're going to think it over. We'll get back to you. Amazing. And I really want you to work on this. I mean, practice it. John, I'll just need you to okay my paperwork right here, and we'll set up delivery next week. Some of them won't know what you mean. They won't know what you mean. Watch. I'm going to have you be the buyer. All of you are the buyer now. Ready? And I want you to say, when I ask you to go ahead, I want you to say, oh, you mean sign it. Ready? So, John, Mary, I'll just need your approval right here, and we'll set up delivery for next week. When they say, oh, you mean sign it, all I want you to do is give them a nice smile, nod your head, and say one word, fine. And now they know what their job is. Try it, gang, it works. John, Mary, I'll just need your authorization right here. Oh, you mean you want us to sign it? Fine. and nod with a smile, and they know what they're supposed to do, and they will take that pen and put their approval on it if you'll do it just like that.